Just looking for the live. Here it is. Now I'll see comments. Hi Karen, how are ya? Oh, I'm about to melt here. It is hot. Hot, hot, hot. So I got some new ribbons, and so the ribbons are from Deco Exchange. So I posted a link for y'all. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start out with some Christmas. We're going to do a Halloween that I'm going to need for a project I'm going to do at 7 o'clock tonight. So we're going to do several. This is a new one from Deco Exchange. This is kind of a cranberry color. Hi, Donna. So I love this one. It's cranberry and burlap. So I'm just going to go ahead and get it started here. We're using the Easy Bow Maker. Hi, Joanne. And on the Easy Bow Maker, it has all the markings for measurements down both sides of the center peg. So when I measure from 8 to 8, that's 16 inches, I get the center, and that comes up with my tail. Hi, Judy. So I like to make 6-inch loops. It's I sell a lot of my bows on Etsy, and 6 inches makes a really nice full bow for a package or to put in wreaths. And I sell a lot of my bows for weddings. They use them to decorate the pews, and this just is an average pretty bow size. I just got an order out yesterday for 10 bows for a wedding. Okay, we're going to do 3 of these on each side. This is really going to spread my center peg out a lot. That one just isn't quite as long as I'd like. There we go. Make whatever adjustments you need to make before you pull it off. So I'm just going to go ahead and take the time to shape my bow. I like to do an X, and then the last loops of the ribbon, each ribbon that I use is a bow tie. There we go. Okay, I'm going to trim my ribbon tails off. I love this ribbon. This is a new Deco Exchange ribbon. This is cranberry. Okay, and you know this is one of my other favorite ones I just got in. So this one says Merry Christmas, and I'm going to do 2 loops on this one. And I showed you how when you have print on your ribbon, you don't want it upside down. So if I just did it like this one, it would be upside down. So I am going to show you how to keep your words right side up, okay? So the first thing I need to do is fold it over, and I want to make sure that I get it at 12 inches because we want 6-inch loops. So I'm just going to pull it out until I get 12 inches here. I've got 12 inches. Now, a little less. That's more like 12. Okay, so the trick Hi, Lori. I'm just going to make sure I say hello to everybody. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Barbara. Okay, so I've got this loop. It's 12 inches from this end to this end, okay? So I'm going to fold it up and get my center. And I want to make sure that inside of here, this inside loop is long enough, and it isn't. I want it to be a little bit longer. I'm going to trim it off straight across is what I'm going to do. And I'll measure that and show you again. Okay, so in here has to go in between the pegs and have a little bit more room, okay? So we're just going to manipulate this. Make sure I'm at 12 inches. I'm just guessing here. And I need to be precise. Okay, that's about 12 inches. Okay, so I just want to make sure that when I bring these up together, that my center is going to catch the inside of this, okay? So now all I have to do is just fold it on itself, just like this. And I've got my two loops. I've got two over here and two over here. Okay, so I'm just going to trim this off somewhere close to the center. You're not going to see that we've done this, okay? I'm going to set that to the side. I'm going to trim this off at an angle. Now watch what I'm going to do here. I want my ribbon tail to be 16 inches, right? So I measured it. Find your center. Scrunch it up. Hi, Nancy. Just put it on there. Now, you can see the Merry Christmas is going the right direction on both ribbon tails, and it will on my loops. So now I can take and make sure that I've got a center, and I'm just going to gather it up. And I'm just going to tell you right now that when you're doing this, you want to fold your edges to the back side to get started on your gather, because it makes the inside of your loop much prettier. Just slide that on, okay? Now we're just going to make our little X. And just like that, you can read Merry Christmas right side up on both sides. Okay? Now, let's go through and get our next ribbon in there, which is a cranberry and mauve. And I know that we have red sparkles in here, but it will match just fine. Thank you, Vanessa. Okay. Same thing, we're going to have 6-inch or 16-inch tails on this one. And we're going to drop these down to 5 inches. And we're just going to do one of these on each side in a center loop. Hi, Susan. I've got some pretty bulky ribbons that I'm using, so sometimes when you're using bulky ribbons, it's hard to get your zip tie started, but just press them down and work on it. Now, because I made that center loop, both of my ribbon tails on this last ribbon are on the same side. I'll show you how we fix that. Thank you, Judy. Okay, let me get this pulled off. You want to pinch it really tight. Slide your zip tie around to the back. Just like that. Leave yourself a little room here to shove a pipe cleaner in there, because you have to have a way to attach this bow to your project. And if you use a zip tie, I'll show you why I like to use a zip tie. Because you can extend, get another one out here and show you. If you're putting this in a mesh wreath, you don't want to smash your mesh. So, trim the excess zip tie off. So when you're putting these in, say you need some extra on each side, you just take your zip tie like this and just start twisting. So you can still put this inside of a grapevine wreath or a mesh wreath. And look at here. I am pulling with all of my might and it doesn't come apart. Okay. So our ribbon is pretty much fluffed because we did all the work while it was still on the Easy Bow Maker. I'm just turning my tails and pulling them down. Now the center one, it's over on this side. We're just going to give it a major twist over to this side. Just like that. And then we take our center loop and we just flatten it out a little bit. So there's our first bow today. We used the cranberry and burlap. We use a distressed canvas. Oh, I think we might lose our power, you guys. The light's just dimmed. So there's our first one. I'm going to put this over here to the side. And the next one we're going to do is kind of a whimsy, that lime green and red. I love this one. So I'm going to start out with a lime green and red stripe. I used a lot. Can you see my lights flickering, you guys? If I lose you, I'll just come back when I can. I used a lot of this ribbon last year. I love these colors. I have a lot of Christmas attachments for wreaths in these colors. 6-inch loops. And we're going to do the 2, 1, 2. Well, by George, it's raining. We need it. I just don't want to lose my power. Okay, the other one we did 3, 2, 1. Now this one we're going to do 2, 1, and 2. Well, thank you, Debbie. I see some new faces on here. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll introduce myself. I am Higgy Ann of Higgy Ann's Floral Creations. And if you want to know how I got that name, it's a nickname because my last name is Higginbotham and it's so long and a mouthful. Thank you, Susan. Wait till you see this all done. Okay, this is the same ribbon that cranberry was, only it's green burlap with a red stripe. Okay, and we're going to do one of these in here. So I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to leave this at 6 inches. For our bow loops. There we go. Thank you, Cindy. Okay, and the next one we're going to put in is going to be this red and green, lime green plaid. I like to mix all kinds of patterns in my ribbon and let the colors be the main thread. So we're going to go with 2 loops on each side for this one, okay? And then we'll end up with 1 on each side of the last ribbon that we're putting in. And we're going to drop these down to 5 inches. And again, fluff as you go. And our last one is a lime green and red rickrack. And this one kind of has a fuzzy chenille on the outside of it. Love this one. Hi, Marla. Welcome. We're going to keep this one at 5 inches. One on each side and a center loop. Let's get our zip tie in, and you know there's a right way and a wrong way on the zip tie. You want to put it in with this flat side up so that it'll click in and hold. And you just put it right underneath your bow loops and snug it up right next to your center peg. Here we go. I heard my clicks. Let's cut our tails. We're gonna pinch it, hold it where we need to, get it started, insert our pipe cleaner, if I can, tighten it down. The tighter you get your bows, the prettier you can fluff them. Makes it a whole lot easier. They just look nicer. Okay, so the first thing I do when I pull it off is I get my ribbon tails to come straight down on both sides. That burlap one is really, really stiff. Okay, the one that's on the same side, we're just going to give it a hefty twist over to the right side. Pull our center loop over, fluff it out. Now when you guys are using really nice, good quality ribbon, this goes really easy. When you use wimpy ribbon, getting it fluffed and staying fluffed is a problem. So there is our second one tonight. It's the lime green and reds for Christmas. So the next one I'm going to do, let me get some pins in these or it's going to drive me nuts. And I'll move these out of our way. Now I'm going to switch it up, and I've got some signs out that I'm going to show you how I come up with the ribbons. So hang tight a second and let me get these out of our way. Okay. There isn't a darn thing Christmassy about either one of those ribbons. Till 6:40, huh? Well, hopefully I'll make it through this live and I'll be back on at 7. Okay, so this is the sign that's inspiring me. Let me see if I can get it so you can see it, not have a glare. So, there's nothing that says Christmas about the ribbons that I'm going to use with this. Not a thing. But let's go ahead and make it. We're in Iowa. So I'm going to start out with the turquoise color. These are just large polka dots. And again, I'm going to do the 2, 1, 2 because I'm using 4 ribbons and I like that. And I'm going to keep it at 6 inches. Don't you love it? I love that sign. Okay, now let's add some red polka dots in there. So we're doing stripes and polka dots. We're doing 2 separate kinds of stripes. And I'm only going to put 1 of the red in. And I'm going to keep it at 6 inches with the 16-inch tail. Well, I knew it was supposed to rain at 2:30 in the morning, but I had no idea it was going to rain tonight. Okay, we're going to do 2 of these. And we're going to drop these down to 5 inches. I'm glad I'm home from work, or I'd probably be out in this stuff, working on equipment. Every time it rains or it gets really, really cold, then it seems like our equipment goes down and I'm out in it. Although it's been so hot, I feel like running out and playing in the rain. Okay, now for this glittery red stripe. This is a pretty substantial ribbon. It's a heavy canvas. And this is a 50-yard roll. It's just a bigger 50-yard roll than most. So I'm just going to kind of guess where the 8 is over here. And we're going to put one of these in and a center loop. Maria, on the bow post that on my page, I put a link to Deco Exchange in there. It is an affiliate link. I might make a few cents on it, but it won't cost you anything. When I make my bows, I try to use the ribbon where you all can get it without having a tax ID. Deco Exchange has really good shipping policy. They have awesome products. They have more than just ribbon. But they have free shipping with a $100 order. And they do a good job of getting stuff right out to you. I ordered this during the hurricane they had, and they still got it out in a real timely manner. So I usually get it 2 or 3 days after I've ordered. Okay, let's pull this off. I'm going to give it a good squeeze, get my zip tie around to the back.